What's up? Who's ready for the infinity stream? I see some people want me to do an infinity stream in here. So, yeah. What is up? People. There's a lot of people waiting for me this time. That's awesome. So, we already got quite a few people in here that already have a good discussion going. That's good to see. Um, yeah. What's up, Coaster Pro today? You come up with a new name yet? You don't have to tell us what it is if you don't want, but did you come up with a new name? What's up, Jared? We just vibing, yeah. Well, time for me to plug something cool here. Look at that. Can you guys see that? I know it's not focused right there. I got to bring it back here for it to be focused, but this I'm really impressed with this. I'm really impressed with the quality of the shirt and the mug. These are really nice. So, yeah. Where can you buy it? At my Teespring store. If you want me to put a link for it right here, I can do that. But you can go to Teespring and search Coaster Daddy, or you can go on my YouTube or Facebook pages, and there's a link to it there as well. Instagram, I have links in those places. So, yeah, it is. I'm really impressed with the quality. Like, it's really nice stuff, honestly. Just started a couple minutes ago, MC. So you're good. We haven't even talked about anything yet. Oh, the moon? I haven't seen the moon yet. So unless you're talking about, yeah. Let's see. Coaster Daddy is drinking out of his Coaster Cafe mug during Coaster Cafe stream on the Coaster Daddy channel. That's some Coaster Daddy inception. Well, technically, this isn't a Coaster Cafe. It's Coaster Cafe is the stream that I do on noon every Saturday, where I like plan a show out and have trivia and news and everything like that. But I mean, this is pretty much, it's not that much different. It's just not officially a Coaster Cafe. So, ah. All right. So, Aviator Aviator Airbus asked about my merchandise. So, there's a link to my merch store right there. So, go check it out. There's something for everybody there, all different price ranges, tons of different options, tons of options. So definitely check it out. AR7 is asking if I've listened to Trapped Like Rats by Glass Cloud. That's the song I'm listening to. I actually have a Glass Cloud album I bought 8 years ago. Isn't it the only album they did or something? It's a really good album. I don't know if it has that song on it, but yeah, Glass Cloud was a good band. It's essentially Emure with a different singer. I know it was like a version of Emure. Yeah, they were active from 2011 to 2015, formed in Hampton, Virginia. Um, oh wait, Glassjaw. It's members of Glassjaw and Emure and Tony Danza Tap Dance Extravaganza. Uh, yeah, the Royal Thousand. That's the album. I have that album. Um, and that does not have that song on it. It looks like Trapped Like Rats. So I have not heard that song because I've only heard that one album. They have an EP from 2013 and it has Trapped Like Rats on it. Okay. I have not heard that, so I'll have to check it out, I guess. No, AR7. The name of the album is what did I just say it was? The Royal 1000. It came out July 10th, 2012. And they only released that one album and one EP in 2013. The band was only active from 2011 to 2015, so they were good though. That album was good. I enjoyed it. Am I a fan of Pink Floyd? They're good. They're very good at what they do. I'm not necessarily a big fan of them, but David Gilmour is a fantastic guitarist. I mean, he has some of like the best, most emotional guitar solos out there. They're so good. So let's see. Coaster lover. No, this isn't. Oh, he's talking about planes. Okay. Ghost Rider is bait. Man, Ghost Rider looks so good. Uh, I have not been to Knott's Berry Farm, no. Yeah, so yeah, Ghost Rider. Um well, Villain at Geauga Lake actually had a really similar layout to Ghost Rider at Knott's Berry Farm. And of course, I can't talk tonight. Of course, they're both Custom Coasters International creations, and they have very, very similar layouts. If you watch a POV of Villain, it's ridiculous how similar they look. Um, but Villain was not a good ride. In fact, it's one of the most painful rides I've been on. But it's a shame because I always thought it had so much potential, and it did. It was a huge ride, had an awesome layout. It was not taken care of well, and it had the Gerstlauer trains on it, which a lot of people didn't like. Um, but yeah, Villain at Geauga Lake, it was pretty much just like Ghost Rider in layout. Coaster Pro today says, "Does anybody have names? My ideas are Coaster Casual and Amusement Park Pro." Coaster Casual, I feel like is all right. Amusement Park Pro, I'm not so big on, to be honest with you. It just sounds too generic, simply. Uh, I would try to, if you really want to come up with a good name to like stick with for a long time, I would just take your time and try to come up with something that's like really, really good. Instead of like, oh, that's pretty good. I guess I'll go with it. Think of something that you know you'll want to stick with, you know? Favorite park, Cedar Point. Least favorite park, Memphis Kitty Park. Yeah, Knott's is up there for me. I've been to like 9 or 10 parks. I don't know. I've been to a good handful. I haven't been to any Six Flags parks yet, unfortunately. Was supposed to be going to Great Adventure in June, which obviously isn't happening now. I don't know if I'll even get there this year, but all right, see ya, cash register. Oh, thanks, Coaster Camp. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Yeah, I rode Wildcat and Disaster Transport many times. I mean, the first time I went to Cedar Point, it was in 2000. Then I also went in 2003, 2007. Or no, I went 2000, 2003, 2005, 2007, 2010, and 2011. So I rode both of those quite a bit, especially Wildcat. So, oh, Canopy Coaster is here. He says, speaking of Geauga Lake, how was Big Dipper? Oh man, Big Dipper. I missed that ride so much. Big Dipper was phenomenal. It's good to see you here, by the way. I love your channel. If you guys don't know Canopy Coaster, go check him out. He's very experienced as far as coasters. He has almost 1,000 credits. So he has a lot of coasters to his name. So he has a lot of experience with all kinds of different rides. And he has good perspectives on perspectives. I can't talk. He has good perspective on things. So definitely go check out Canopy Coaster. Um, he only has like a couple hundred subscribers, so go help him out there. Um, should I change my name to Coasting Leader? No, I do not like that name. Uh, that's my opinion, but hey, it's all good, man. You don't gotta worry about it. Nobody's obligated to stick around for my shows, so especially when they're so random, you know, you just don't know when they're gonna happen. Um, Will I still go to Elitch Gardens if I'm in Denver? It depends what I'm doing in Denver and how much time I have, because honestly, I would wanna check it out if I was around there, but if I didn't have time, it'd just be like, "Eh, it's Elitch Gardens." Like, it looks like the only good thing they have is that new dark ride, the Kaleidoscope ride. That ride looks awesome, actually. Um, Everything else just looks, mm, not good. Favorite steel and favorite wood coaster. Go check out my top 15. But I'll tell you, my favorite steel is Steel Vengeance, and favorite wood is Lightning Rod. Lightning Rod is not in that ranking because I wrote it after I released that. So why not reserve a day at Great Adventure? Well, we don't know when they're going to open yet. I was supposed to be going on my vacation the second week of June. That's not happening. Um, we don't know when they're going to open. So yeah. Aviator Airbus says, I just watched POV of Villain and it's creepy how similar they are. Also, that trick track looks painful. Yeah. A lot of people complain about that trick track. And the weird thing is, even though I rode Villain a few times and I remember riding it, I don't remember the trick track specifically, but everybody talks about that and I see it in POVs. Um, I don't remember it though when I rode it. But yeah, Villain was a painful ride. Like I said, it's a shame because it had an amazing layout, awesome layout for sure. Uh, I hope I go to Cedar Point soon. Yeah, Jared, I think a lot of us are with you there. So I want things to be, safe though before we get back there. What do I think about the Magic Mountain Jersey Devil clone? Jersey Devil looks awesome. I'm sure that'll be awesome. So looks great. Great 20th coaster for Magic Mountain. Better than the mock super loop or power loop thing. Better than that in my opinion, or a power splash. So yeah, they do a good job with that podcast, Coaster Camp. Yeah, it's how they put everything together. So the launching Arrow coaster. Well, the thing is that Arrow shuttle loop at Elitch Gardens looks cool, but from what I hear, those things are almost never open. So that would be the main thing I'd want to ride there. And it would be like a flip of the coin whether it's open or not, I feel like. So yeah, no more Honda Civics. We got the moderators in here. That's right. It's funny how everybody remembers that. Yeah. He'd always come on here. Oh, Coaster Lover is shamelessly promoting his aviation YouTube channel here. It's called Tommy's Aviation and Sirens. Okay. All right. Go check it. Check his channel out if you're interested in aviation. Personally, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm just not into it. But if you're into that, Tommy's Aviation and Sirens. A name suggestion: Coaster Home Base. Hmm. Issues. Jersey Devil, Pantheon, or Iron Gwazi. Okay, this is a little tricky. They all look amazing. I feel like Jersey Devil I'm most looking forward to because that's the first I'm gonna ride probably. But Pantheon, and I do think Iron Gwazi might be the best out of all of those. But Pantheon has my curiosity because we don't really know exactly how crazy that's gonna be. So okay. Aviator Airbus has a good question. He says, "You can revive one of these. Who would you revive? CCI, Arrow, or Schwarzkopf?" That's actually pretty easy for me. I would say CCI. I love those classic CCIs. I've been on a couple of them, and they all just look so good, honestly. Raven, oh my, Raven is such a good ride. Yeah, the chain lift is a great channel name. And that's why when we were talking about channel names last night, I'm saying like, think of like different mechanisms or elements or even just like feelings or anything associated, just anything relatively within the realm. It doesn't have to be super specific. It could just be something random. I mean, how about 321 coaster or ready set coaster for a name? Ready set coaster isn't bad. 321 coaster, I'm not a fan of. Ready set coaster, I think, is pretty solid. That's actually a pretty good name, in my opinion. Is it the best? I don't think so, but ready set coaster, it's pretty solid. I would be happy with that name. So aerodynamics or Schwarzkopf. I'm gonna say Aero. Um, just because of how they push the envelope. And I would have loved to have seen what they would have done, what they would have accomplished up into 2020. That would be really interesting. So, what's poppin', Coaster Father fam? I'm sorry, guys. I know it's really laggy. I know it is. There's nothing I can do about it. Nobody's commenting about it yet, but I know people probably will. There's there's just nothing I can do. So it's the internet connection. I don't know. It's leggy. So what's the appeal of the 40 free spin? I don't know. I haven't ridden one, but I think they look pretty fun. I've heard mixed things about them. I think they look fun. The appeal is just that they're, easy to clone. They're really cheap. They provide a thrill. They're cheap. I'm sure they're GP magnets. So, yeah. I know that they're sort of like a glorified flat ride, but they're still a coaster, and a lot of people, find them very thrilling. They're cheap for parks, a small footprint. They don't take up much space. They're just long and narrow. So, hey, what's up, Coaster Talk? What's going on? Least favorite coaster and why? I always tell people three different coasters. I can't decide on one as the worst. I would probably say either Mean Streak or Raging Wolf Bob's or Nighthawk at Carowinds. So, and why? Raging Wolf Bob's and Mean Streak were both Den Woodies that were super painful, slow, and boring. And Nighthawk was just really uncomfortable, too intense for its own good, uncomfortable restraints. Just, I did not enjoy it. So, it's kind of rough, I think. So, are we going to hear some music this live stream? Maybe. Do you guys want to hear it? I'll see. Maybe I'll see if I'm into that in a little bit. And if you guys want to hear it. Apple's Apple or Ricochet? Apple's Apple, just by small margin. They're both so boring though. Yeah. Brad's least favorites are Green Lantern at Magic Mountain and Nighthawk. Okay. Hey, CT Coasters, what's up? Hello, Crazy Coaster. Oh, you're saying hello to him. Yeah, you've been in here. Um, am I skipping your comments? I just saw that. I can't get to every comment, people. Have any coasters injured me? No. Not that I can remember. I remember, probably the last or second to last time I rode Mean Streak, which was 12, 13 years ago now. I remember my back kind of hurting after that, but it didn't really hurt me or didn't injure me. So got injured by Viper at Magic Mountain. What happened to you? Oh, Green Lantern knocked you out cold. Let's hear those stories. Let's hear them. I mean, free spins, I guess, have a 180-degree drop. I mean, you're spinning though, so you might not actually, it's not, they don't really have drops, if you know what I mean. I mean, they do, but I don't know. It's, I wouldn't call it a true 180-degree drop personally. I don't know. Croc says Cedar Fair needs to do what they did with Canada's Wonderland with Six Flags America. Yeah, Cedar Fair has done an excellent job with those old Paramount parks. I mean, that was such a good opportunity for Cedar Fair back in 2006 to pick up all those parks because I mean, they picked up all those parks and all of those parks pretty much became, you know, besides Cedar Point, those all became like their, other main parks. I mean, those Paramount parks are Cedar Fair's best parks along with Cedar Point. So that was an awesome acquisition for them. They definitely saw the value in those properties, and I'm glad they did. That was a really good move. And I mean, they only spent like I think it was like less than $2 billion for all five of those parks. And I mean, those are good sized parks. They had a lot of land. They have a lot of land to work with. They already had a good established infrastructure, it was a good purchase on their part for sure. Definitely worked out for the best. Let's see. My mom ruined her coaster days on Millennium Force. Her neck was already bad, but good enough to ride coasters, but Millennium Force is too much. She can't ride any coasters even more, not even kitties. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, definitely be careful if you got any kind of injuries riding stuff. Wildcat at Lake Compounds gave me headaches. I've heard terrible things about that. The coaster boy. You got really injured on Predator? All right, tell us these stories, guys. Tell us these stories if you have them. Crazy Coaster says my teacher said she got her hurt on Beast because she bit her lip and then got free food for the rest of the day. Apparently, according to her. Okay, yeah, it'd be interesting to know that whole story to see, because I mean, maybe they could have done that. Like, oh, we don't want this publicity. We already dealt with this with Son of Beast. Have some free food. uh, Are there any international parks you want to travel to? Also, is it safe to not be stapled? Yeah, I mean, rides are designed so you don't have to be stapled. You should not be stapled on any ride. But um I want to travel to a lot of international parks. Will that happen? I don't know. If it does happen, it's not going to be for quite a few years yet. But there are many international parks I would like to go to in several different countries. So like, I mean, the list is just kind of too extensive to like give you a couple parks. There's just so many I would like to go to. Aviator says I sat in the front row on my first ride in the infamous Viper. The speed shoved me into the loop so hard I hit my head on the restraint and my nose began to bleed shortly after the mid course. Ooh, that's rough. That would be an awful experience. Yeah, that would suck. It's like Fabio. You guys know the Fabio story. I know you do. Let's see. Still not as bad as the Big Apple coaster though. where I got headache for 2 days from binge riding it with my friends. Oh, and idiot cow. Uh, put your hand out too far in the beast and got a splinter. Yeah, sometimes there's a reason they say to keep your hands in the cars. Um, let's see. Idiot cow says California's Great America plane sucked 8 years ago, and Cedar Fair has managed to make it 10 times better with just 2 coasters. The only thing that was lost was SpongeBob 4D. It was genuinely a fan favorite. And see, yeah, that's great to hear. Like, out of all the old Paramount parks, I feel like CGA is probably the weakest one, but it's still a really good park. And Cedar Fair has done a great job with it, I feel like. And they will get more stuff in the future. You know, I think maybe they'll still get the B&M Hyper eventually. I certainly hope they do. Hopefully an RMC of Grizzly at some point. That would be awesome. So Dencorp versus Togo. I'll take Togo myself. I haven't been on one, but they look better. So have I ever gotten stapled on a ride? Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah, I've gotten quite a few stapled rides. Most of the time it doesn't happen, luckily, but sometimes it does. There's been times I've accidentally stapled myself. It happens. So I get stapled with the vest restraints a lot. I don't mind the vest restraints, but a lot of times I will get stapled with those, you know. As long as I'm not stapled, I'm fine with them. So how do you not staple yourself but also be safe? You just it's pretty self-explanatory, I feel like. I mean, you just push the lap bar down as far as it can go without like smushing yourself. And if it absolutely needs to be pushed down more, the ride ops, they go around and check everything. They'll push it down more if need be. Once I got ERT and Steel Vengeance and asked to ride the ride op not to staple me, and he said don't staple and gave me the highest it can go, and it was a good night ride. Nice, nice. Yeah, those ride ups are pretty good. Cedar Point, they usually don't staple you. So let's see. My mom rode the Big Apple coaster and she said it wasn't that bad. Yeah, I feel like the Big Apple coaster is maybe not. I feel like it might not be as bad as a lot of people make it out to be. I would like to ride it for myself and see. Maybe I'd eat my words if I actually rode it, but like I'm sure it's not great, but I don't know if it's like the worst coaster in the world. Because I've heard otherwise from a few people. So getting stapled on RMCs is a death sentence to your thighs. Yes, absolutely. Let's see. Gingy Snap says, "Hi, I got a new job." Well, good. Congratulations. Hopefully you like your new job. So let's see. The Togo in America needs to step up their game. Japan is on a roll. Well, Togo doesn't make coasters anymore. They haven't made a coaster since like 2000. So getting stapled is when they push the lap bar down really far and basically you're just like smashed into your seat and it's very uncomfortable. So Batman was your number 2 at Magic Mountain? Okay, nice. That looks like a fantastic ride, so I could see that. Getting stapled on Mystic Timbers and the Beast are the worst. Oh yeah, Mystic Timbers with those the Millennium Flyer trains. I love those trains. They're so comfy. But you really got to watch out because you will get stapled by the end of the ride if you're not careful. So, yeah, Airtime Thrills does have a "Don't Staple Me" shirt. It's pretty awesome. Triple pushed your clamshell. Oh man. Alton Towers or Phantasialand? I think Phantasialand looks better, especially for coasters. Alton Towers looks absolutely beautiful though. Diamondback hates you. Why is that? I always get tons of room on Diamondback. So much room every time I ride it. Yeah, Chaos, that's a very good point, and I did think of that. If Arrow was still around, likely we wouldn't have RMC in its current form. So, very good point because Alan Schilke went on to SNS from Arrow after Arrow went bankrupt, and then he joined RMC, and that's when they started designing rides. So, Croc says I put down the lap bar and then the employees pushed down the lap bar and it was close to breaking my thighs and then it rattled my brain and the drop broke my thighs and I went to the hospital. Oh, really? Oh, wow. Yeah, Grizzly at California's Great America looks really boring. Now, the one at King's Dominion is not, I gotta say. It's actually more some people most people would probably consider it too painful to enjoy, and it was a pretty painful ride, I'm not gonna lie. But I did enjoy Grizzly at King's Dominion. It's very intense. So Alton Towers giving mild rides horrific theme since 1994. Let's see. Maverick 114E says I intentionally stapled myself on Pepsi Orange Streak at Mall of America because I was scared of a family coaster. I'm a bit of a wussy. Hey, we've all been there, getting nervous getting on the ride and like, oh man, I got to make sure I'm secure. Yep, that's right. At least we can get into No Limits too and dream up some, modern aerodynamics creations. I bet if they were still around though, they would be using a different kind of track. I'm sure they would have had to evolve. The lap bar once got caught on one of my balls and we went down the first cell. That sounds awful. I don't know how that happens, but let's see. Maverick 114, he says it was to the point where my legs were pushed into an uncomfortable position. Yeah. Ugh. Croc says the vest straps that Intamin makes do their job perfectly. I agree. I think they're fine. I think there's a reason they're on a lot of coasters like I-305 and even Maverick. And they're fine. I mean, they're big and bulky, and the lap bar section of it I wish was less bulky, but they're still fine. They're pretty comfortable. So see, I love the Carowinds Fury crew because they were right on it. Like their dispatches were so freaking quick. Like 30-45 seconds tops. It was crazy. And it wasn't even that busy there either. So Coastal Lover says Grizzly King's Mini has quite the strong ejector airtime moment. Uh excuse me. Grizzly at King's Mini has quite the strong ejector airtime moment on the small hill after the first turnaround, which is right after the first drop, but it's a little bit painful thanks to the PTC ratcheting. Yeah, yeah. See, Brandon says I'm thinking of going to Cedar Point after the self quarantine is over. I've never been. What's the best order to do the coasters? The best order to do the coasters at Cedar Point. Okay. Try your best to get to Steel Vengeance right away. Park in the back parking lot. Get to Steel Vengeance. Hopefully the line isn't already 2 hours long by the time you walk back there, which it very well may be. It might already be a 2 hour wait by the time you get to it. But get there, like even if you get to it right at the beginning of the day, but you'll have a better chance. Get to it right at the beginning of the day. If you have early entry, get in there as early as you can. Go right to Steel Vengeance. Get that out of the way. Get it done because the line is always crazy for it. And then after that, maybe do Maverick because it's back there by Steel Vengeance, and then go to Millennium Force, and then try to get on Top Thrill Dragster. You might want to base some of those two around whether or not Top Thrill is open, because it's Top Thrill. Half the time it's not open. So rides like Gatekeeper, Raptor, and even Valraven to some extent, even though they're so popular, a lot of times they don't have that long of lines because their capacity is just phenomenal. They push through people like crazy. So Rougarou really never has a line. It's not that popular. Gemini usually doesn't have much of a line. Blue Streak usually doesn't have much of a line. So okay, Gravity Group is like the design firm. They design the rides, and basically Martin and Vlaminx, however you say that name, they build the rides, but I think they also design some of their own rides. It's kind of confusing, but that's basically how it is. Like one firm handles design, one firm handles the construction side. So, like Martin and Vlaminx has built a lot of Gravity Group design coasters. So. Yeah, you're not supposed to yell at the customers, so yeah, that's kind of understandable. I don't know what actually happened, but oh, thank you guys, thank you, bless you, thank you. Oh yeah, Coaster Lover said the same thing about Gravity Group and M&V. So what's up, biking fisherman? Knott's Giga 2022. If only they had room. Oh, Croc rode Drakenfire at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. Nice. Okay, AR7. So why do you always switch your two accounts on my live streams? You always go from one account to the other. I asked you that earlier. I'm not sure if you saw it. What do I think Arrow would be up to today if they didn't go bankrupt? I think they'd still be pushing boundaries. I really don't know like what they would have been doing exactly. Maybe pursuing that fish hook coaster more. Maybe they would have done like a little bit smaller version of it to make it more feasible. I don't know. But the thing is, I feel like I mean, they did start to innovate again towards the end with when Alan Schilke came on board, but for a while, new competitors like B&M and Intamin were taking over Arrow's spot, and Arrow wasn't innovating as much as they used to, so maybe they would have just kind of been hashing out the same things. I don't know. My top 5 favorite coaster names and 5 least favorite. I'll probably do videos about those at some point. And I would really have to think about it. I don't even know offhand. So, yes, I watched GP2 Enthusiast. Amazing channel. So, okay, AR7 is my account, and Michael's my little brother's account. My little brother is not named Michael. Okay. But you said that. Never mind. Never mind. Doesn't matter. Uh, let's see. Arrow 5D coaster. The train tilts you through time. That would be awesome. That'd be awesome. Arrow Giga. Oh man, an Arrow Giga. That would be awesome to see. With the Magnum trains. Imagine that. With the Magnum's ejector hills on a Giga. Oh man. Arrow probably would have teamed up with RMC. Actually, yeah, they probably would have. It would have made a lot of sense. So, yeah, Arrow Giga with the old track. Exactly. It'd be terrible. I mean, I love Magnum, but I think if you multiply that, and put it on steroids, make it a Giga, I don't know about that. See, do you think if GCI or Gravity Group built a coaster with a DenCorp layout, it would be good? No. No, I don't think so. It would be better. I think it would be better, but they would still be boring rides, I feel like. Because the Den Corporation, like, they were so big at the time and they made a lot of huge rides, but their layouts were just so boring. Oh my gosh. And they did not age well at all. So, yeah, Gravity Group was CCI. Yeah. Yeah, Gravity Group is essentially like almost a spiritual successor um to Custom Coasters International, because Custom Coasters went under, and a lot of the people from Custom Coasters went on. Some of those people went on to form Gravity Group, so it's kind of like a spiritual successor. Alan Schilke said Steel Vengeance is only the beginning. Oh man, can't wait to see what's up his sleeve then. Which is worse, DenCorp or RCCA? RCCA. I have to give it to them. Uh, DenCorp's only purpose was to give RMC tall, boring rides to convert. Yeah, I mean, I kind of get it. And maybe you're joking a little bit, but I do think it is a little unfair to kind of completely write off the Den Corporation because they really did do a lot for the time. I mean, when they first started, they were really the only major wooden coaster manufacturer around, and they built a lot of rides that were pretty influential at the time. And when when all those rides opened, they were probably pretty decent, when they first opened. They just didn't age well. So it's kind of a shame that Charles Den's legacy has kind of been, you know, tarnished with all the RMCs, but I mean, there is a good reason for it. Those rides were just they aged terrible. So, mhm. This is as fun as the last one. That's good to hear. Weirdest, most awkward question someone has asked you on here. Honestly, I can't remember. People just ask. There is one person in particular who would just ask lots of weird stuff, and I just ignore the questions. I'm just like, and here's the thing. If you ask me something, I am not obligated to answer it. This is my show, and I appreciate you guys, but if you ask me something, because I see people a lot like, "Oh, are you ignoring me? Are you not answering my question?" I can't get to every single question. It's really hard to keep up with everything. But also, if I don't have a good answer for something, I'll just go on to the next thing because there's so many questions. So, and sometimes, people are just trolling and putting senseless questions. So, yeah, I will ignore that sometimes, believe it or not. So, um, see. G Money says I actually like Mean Streak. That bank turn after the drop was insane. There were a few chippy turns, and there was a great view of the park. I think that the roughness gave it some charm. Hey, that's fair enough. There are some fans of Mean Streak. Some people liked it. I was not one of those fans, but I'm glad you enjoyed it. So, what state has the best coaster lineup? I mean, I know I'm a little biased, but I feel like Ohio has like the best quality, but California has pretty much every coaster model, and they have 94 coasters, which is way more than any other state. So I kind of want to say California because they have so many options. But Ohio, with two major parks, has pretty much everything as well. And the quality of the rides are just phenomenal. So Virginia is a really good state as well. So sorry for feel like Max Force a little overrated, maybe. I don't know. Do I play Minecraft? I do not. No. Let's see. Was there honestly someone who liked Mean Streak more or was a bigger Mean Streak fan than Mean Streak Henry? I doubt anybody was a bigger Mean Streak fan than Mean Streak Henry. Um, yeah, I doubt that. I think Max Force looks great, honestly. I think it looks like top 3 in the park, likely. Okay, that's true. California does not have a Giga or a good hyper. Um, but they have pretty much everything else. So no strata, obviously, but pretty much nobody has a strata. So even most places don't have a Giga either. So Orlando has the most coasters in one city. Yeah, that's very believable. I figured that definitely. Brandon says I would have thought Pennsylvania. Yeah, Pennsylvania is another excellent state. I think Pennsylvania, Ohio, and California are undoubtedly the best states for coasters. Um, I feel like personally, I like the kind of mix of quantity and quality that Pennsylvania and Ohio have. But California just has 94 coasters, which is so many, like twice as much as Ohio. And they have pretty much every model and they have really good rides too. So it's kind of a toss up, it's kind of hard to say either way, but they're both fantastic. So all of them. Yeah, I think Flight of Fear is a little underrated as well. It's a really good ride, honestly. Except for those big bulky orange things, which I don't like. I don't really play video games, so yeah. I mean, I don't at all. Besides maybe Planet Coaster every now and then. Used to play RCT too. Let's see. My dad was a huge Mean Streak fan. Okay. Bigger fan than Mean Streak Henry? Probably not. But I don't know. What ride should I ride at Six Flags Great America? All of them. All of them. Raging Bull, Viper, Goliath, Max Force, Whizzer, Superman, all of them, right? All of them, man. X-Flight, American Eagle, all those rides. I'm making popcorn. I'll have some popcorn. Make me some. Yeah, give me some popcorn. I hope you guys are enjoying the show again tonight. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. Seriously. Oh yeah, so I was gonna talk about the reservation system. So as you guys know, Six Flags announced they would be doing a reservation system. So whenever the parks open back up, you would have to put in a reservation online to be able to enter the park. which I think is a pretty good system. Cedar Fair said today in a conference call that they'll likely do the same thing as well, which I think is good because like if I do end up going to Cedar Point if they open this year and I'd end up going, I would want to know I could get in the park before I actually drove up there. So there's an article and I'll copy and paste this. Uh I'll paste this article into the chat here. All right. Yeah, Florida's a good state for coasters as well. But anyway, there's the article from cleveland.com. Um it says I'll read the article, I guess. It says it's still unclear when or even if Cedar Point and others. Well, I'm not going to read the whole thing. It's pretty long, but basically, it's not much of a surprise. They're going to limit capacity. Guests will likely be required to make a reservation for the day they want to come. So it sounds like we're probably going to have to kind of schedule our visits in advance, which kind of stinks because living fairly close to it, I would just go up there on a whim. So I don't know if I'll be able to do that easily. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Um, yeah. So anyway, yeah, capacity limited, social distancing requirements instituted on rides and restaurants. Virtual queuing may be developed for certain popular rides where guests would make a reservation to ride with the hope of keeping the physical line to a minimum. I think that's great. Cashless transactions would be encouraged at dining venues. Enhanced cleaning measures would be in place for rides, restrooms, and dining facilities and locations would be added for guests to wash and sanitize hands. Um, Asked when the parks might open, Zimmerman was non-committal, except to say the company hopes to open parks as quickly as possible when it is safe to do so. So, yeah, basically they don't really know when they're going to open, which I kind of figured, and we already pretty much knew they would put all that stuff in place, but it's just more official now. So, Chippewa Lake, why did they close? I don't know exactly. I feel like probably they just maybe couldn't compete with nearby parks that were around at the time. Because back in the 70s, there were a lot of parks around. I mean, even besides, Cedar Point and Geauga Lake, there was a lot of other parks around. So I feel like maybe that's why, but don't take my word for it. I'm not positive. I did rewatch that video that you were talking about last night. I watched it like a few years ago, but I rewatched it again. So C, put a giant car wash sprayer in between the load and unload, filled with disinfectant. Okay, I feel like there was some kind of company was actually trying to develop something like that. And I heard a little bit about it, and there was some reason where it wasn't really feasible. Like there was a drawback to doing that. I can't think of what exactly that was, but I feel like that was an actual thing that was like researched and looked into and even like designed and things like that. If anybody knows what that is, let us know. American Eagle would have potential to be an amazing RMC, but I feel like Six Flags would probably cheap out a little bit on it, especially with the current state. So I think Carowinds will be the first Cedar Fair park to reopen. I could see that. I could see that. Yeah, Gemini was built the year that Chippewa Lake closed and opened. Uh, I doubt that was the reason they closed. But why not give people hazmat suits? That'd be interesting. My dad said back in his day, people would argue in the lunchroom about whether Gemini or Beast were better. There's probably still people that argue about that. I mean, I don't know. I like the Beast better personally, but Both great rides for sure. But it makes sense that people argued about it back then because, both in Ohio, both huge rides at the time, opened a year apart from each other. So it makes see. Hopefully, the high humidity during the summer will kick off the virus in seconds, so it becomes practically impossible to spread outdoors. Yeah. Hopefully, I don't know how that'll work exactly, but is there a chance that Six Flags could go bankrupt again? There's a chance. I don't think it's necessarily going to happen yet. I don't think they're in danger of that yet, but they definitely have to be careful going forward. So, especially now. I want brownies right now, and I don't know why. That sounds good. Yeah. Heads in the middle of my show. That stinks. I don't have any control over that. So, well, I mean, I could have turned the monetization off, but I mean, I just monetize all these shows because, otherwise I don't get paid at all for them. Not that I really make anything off the live streams anyway, but it doesn't cut off any of the show though. I think it just delays it a little bit for you. See, my dad rode Son of Beast and he got stuck on the ride for 45 minutes. He rode it without breaking down. And he said it was the roughest coaster ever, more than Viper. Yeah, seems like it was a terrible ride. Will Leap the Dips ever open again at Lakemont Park? I certainly hope it does. I really hope it does. Uh, I'll be so devastated if it doesn't open back up. That's a great ride, actually. I rode it about 10 years ago. It's actually a really fun ride, to be honest with you. A couple really surprising pops of ejector airtime at the end. I'm not even lying. I was shocked. Yeah, Leap the Dips has been closed since about 2017. So make the best coaster. It already exists. It's called Steel Vengeance. So I'm sorry. It's just like a perfect ride. So all right. Thanks, Coaster Pro. Thanks for joining us again. Have a good night. See, my brother got stuck on Wicked Twister. We got a free fast lane for the rest of the day. Okay. Nice, nice. That's not bad. How long was the rest of the day? How much of the day did you get to use it for? I mean, even if it was only, 2 or 3 hours, that'd be great. So, yes, I've heard of Del Grasso's. Yeah. Yep. I know that park. Never been there, but I know it. Rolling X train at Everland. All right, let's look this up. Rolling X train. South Korea, Everland, operating since 1988. Aerodynamics custom looping coaster. Oh, wow. Those are Vekoma trains, huh? Okay, new sideless trains were introduced for the 2004 season, replacing the original Aero built trains. All right, that's cool. Thanks for letting me know about that. That's really cool actually. I wish there were more pictures. There's only like one good picture of the train. That's actually really cool though. Hopefully they're comfortable cuz I don't know if they necessarily look like comfortable trains, but they look really cool. So, what if Steel Vengeance was longer and more intense? I mean, I guess. I mean, it's already such a long ride, so they couldn't have really done much more with it, honestly. It already has everything: inversions, airtime, speed, some intensity. I mean, the length. Okay, yeah, I figured it was because they, couldn't compete or something like that. I mean, just educated guess, but I mean, Gemini couldn't have really closed the park though because Gemini opened the year that the park closed, so I think the damage was probably already done before Gemini, you know what I'm saying? Banshee rolled back, well, that'd be a valley, so Canada's Wonderland is the most detailed Cedar Fair park with Wonder Mountain. I would argue that Knott's Berry Farm is because Knott's Berry Farm is the only true full-fledged theme park in the Cedar Fair chain, and it's beautiful. I mean, it looks like a beautiful park. So the ugliest RMC train, Steel Vengeance, I feel like has an ugly train. Maybe Lightning Rod, and I don't. The Untamed trains are kind of, I don't know. Let's see, Maverick 114E says Alton Towers is the most overrated park in the world, in my opinion. It's beautiful without a doubt, but the rides have no airtime and Nemesis just a terrain Batman clone and Oblivion. Rita 13 Airside. Okay. Fair enough, I guess. I don't know. I think it looks like a great park, but I've never been there, so I don't know. Storm Chaser at Kentucky Kingdom. Oh, the trains. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the RMC trains don't look the best necessarily, to be honest. Gemini is getting removed from Cedar Point. I mean, there's rumors going around about that, but we really don't know. I mean, it's not confirmed. Nothing's confirmed yet, so probably won't be this year, but maybe in a couple of years. I don't know. See, Wildfire and Steel Vengeance are not that good looking. Okay, the trains. Wildfire looks like an amazing ride. Let's see. I found something funny. If you go to RCDB and look up Zach Zoomer, the fourth picture, I wonder what that guy's name is. Well, I've looked at that before on RCDB, and I think it's actually like Zach in that picture, like the guy that the coaster was named after. Um, let's see. Yeah, because I remember looking at this. Maybe I don't know. I saw a picture one time. Uh, yeah, because it's named after the grandson of Michigan's Adventure former park owner Roger Jordan. Um, but I feel like I saw a picture somewhere though, where it was actually like that Zach guy, like grown up in front of the coaster. I don't know. Yeah, I think Iron Gwazi's trains look pretty good, to be honest. What's up, CT Coasters? How's it going? Genji Snap says, I think Wicked Twister is gone 2021. I think Wicked Twister will probably be the next to go, and I could definitely see that 2021. I was thinking they might remove it. I mean, I was thinking maybe after last season, but then I was thinking maybe after this season. But now with everything going on, it's like maybe next season will be the last season for it. So, did I see the 2021 Skyline picture? No Wicked Twister. I did not see that. Where can I find that at? Where's this Skyline picture at with no Wicked Twister? Inform me. Imagine if Zach Zoomer was named after Zach from Theme Park Media. Would certainly be something. See, what's the next coaster to come to Cedar Point? B&M Flyer, maybe? I think a B&M Flyer is very likely. If not a GCI, I think they're gonna get a GCI and a B&M Flyer at some point, but I'm thinking more of a B&M Flyer probably. I could definitely see that. Yeah, Scooby Doo Boo Blasters. All right. Cedar Point should remove Valraven, put a Hyper B&M flying coaster, and make it the same color scheme. Yeah, give Valraven to Six Flags Magic Mountain. Chris from Airtime Thrills loves Valraven, and he wants it. So give him Valraven, and we'll put a hyper flying coaster in its spot. That sounds good, actually. CP sells it. Okay. As a gold pass thing. Okay, does anybody have a picture that they can show me of the Cedar Point skyline picture with no Wicked Twister? Because I really want to see this. I'll try to look it up, but I doubt I'll be able to find it. I doubt I'll be able to find that exact one. Um, oh, you're talking about um the skyline thing. You're talking. I just found this. I didn't even know this was a Parkscapes. These Parkscapes, the landscape models. I didn't even know those were a thing. Um, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, there's no Wicked Twister in it. But to be honest, why would they put Wicked Twister in that? I mean, no, Wicked Twister is in there. Oh wait, no, it's not on the gold one. Okay. So the the one has Wicked Twister in it, but the other one that's gold does not have Wicked Twister. So I don't know if the one is from a previous year. But yeah, Wicked Twister is not in that 150th one. So yeah, Haku Guy looks amazing. It looks like an incredible ride. Absolutely. Make a Patreon to relocate Valraven to Six Flags Magic Mountain. Yeah. Oh, come on, take it. Will I ever come to BGT or any Florida parks? I would love to. Maybe in a couple years or so, I'll get out there. I would definitely love to. So definitely try to some point. Yeah, we all miss that B&M roar. Yeah, I mean, if you don't know any better, I mean, those do look like B&Ms because the track is very similar. So yeah, I don't understand when people say that Banshee doesn't pull any forces because to me, that's like it's one of the most intense rides out there that I've personally experienced. Anyway, I don't know. Yeah, gold members can't ride it. Gold members can't ride Wicked Twister. Yeah, I agree with you on Banshee being intense. Yeah, I think more people than not think it's intense, but I've heard a few people say like, "Oh, it's not intense every ride, or it's not that intensive a ride. I don't know. It's interesting. I am waiting for that B&M Surf Coaster coming to SeaWorld Orlando. Yeah, definitely. Very curious about that. For you guys that watched my video that came out today, and for the people that didn't comment about the music in the video, what did you guys think about that? About me playing the music underneath the audio? Because 2 or 3 people I've mentioned it, that I should do that, and I've thought about it in the past, but I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it works out that well in my opinion. I mean, other people do it so well and make it seamless, but I feel like for me, it just eats up more production time where I could be spending that time working on other things and being more productive. So, okay, Brandon liked the music. Chaos liked it more with music. Crazy Coaster said it was good. Croc says it was awesome. Uh, Maverick says the channel theme was nice. Don't do it in every video, however annoying you. But I mean, I did use that same song for the underlying music. So as long as the music does not overpower your voice. Yeah, that's the idea. I mean, that's what I was going for. It's supposed to be, very soft, which I think it was. I mean, I don't think it was overbearing. Was the background music the same as your intro song? Yes, and the song can be found um in the description of every video. So this is a roller coaster stream. Popeyes. I like it. Gingy Snap liked it. CT Coaster says, "Oh, I like the music in the video. It adds a little more life to it. It seems more plain when there is no music." And yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking before. Because I would listen to my videos and I'd be like, sometimes I'm like, these seem maybe like they could use a little something in the background. And a couple people suggested it, but to be honest, I think when it comes to most people, I feel like most people don't really care either way. Like a lot of people are just like, yeah, it sounds good. Or most of the time it's just like, it doesn't really matter. I didn't notice it. So I just figured I would ask everybody, and see how you guys like it or don't like it. Difference between a theme park and an amusement park. A theme park just has a theme, at least some kind of general theme to it, where an amusement park is not themed. It's just kind of, might have a themed section, but overall it doesn't have a theme to it. It's just rides like Cedar Point. Shh, he's gonna end it. Yeah, I don't think I'm doing a 3-hour stream tonight, guys. Sorry about that. I'll probably actually end it fairly soon, to be honest. I'm not doing another 3-hour one. I don't plan on it. But that was really fun last night, though. That was good. Yeah, OK Coasters is growing great. I mean, his channel is awesome. So props to him. Summer, is it worth the time? I mean, I think it would be worth the time if you could actually go to the parks. Um, this summer probably isn't a good summer to do that, though. Honestly, I would probably scale those plans way back if you even do it at all. Make Coaster Cafe 3 hours. Most of the time, 3 hours is just way too long for a live stream, to be honest with you. Um, Last night I was just feeling it. It was fun. It was natural. If it doesn't feel natural, I'm not gonna force it because if I'm not into it, I feel like you can tell. So do a collab with Airtime Thrills. Well, I may or may not have talked to him about doing something like that. So let's see. I want to start my own coaster channel. This isn't really a good spot to discuss that because that's a very broad question. I mean, there's a lot of advice I could give you. If you really have any specific questions about it, give me a message on my Facebook page or my Instagram page, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. So What about a 2-hour stream? I don't know. I'll probably end tonight's stream fairly soon. So CT Coaster says, I don't know what it is, but there is something special about watching a channel grow. I remember when Airtime Thrills was new. Now he has 30K. That's so cool. We watched him grow. Yeah, absolutely. He had 4 videos when I started watching him, and he had like not even 200 subscribers, I don't think. He might not have even had like 100 at the time. I mean, super small. I was immediately hooked on his channel, and he grew like crazy. So, yeah, in case you guys haven't noticed, I don't pick between coaster channels. I don't know why everybody's always like this channel versus this channel. I'm not picking, you know. I've listed a bunch of my favorite channels before, but I'm not gonna pick channels over it. They're all great channels. So G Money TSM's channel, Millennium Force Review is good. I'll have to check it out. Let's see. Oh, your home park is Skyrush, Gary, or your your home park is Hershey. Yeah, I mean he doesn't like Skyrush, which I think is fine. A lot of people don't like it, which it seems like it's kind of founded. I can't wait to get on it though and try it for myself. So Gingy Snap says I've been here since 100 on my channel. Thanks a lot. All right. El Toro Ryan is getting mad and more mad at airtime thrills. Yeah. GP Enthusiast was great in bunk days and still is today. Uh, yeah, man. Airtime Thrills trying to steal Mike from him, so it's understandable. What is Airtime Thrills intro song? It's just some kind of song from the YouTube music library. I don't know which one it is exactly. It's in his descriptions, I think, if you want to listen to it. G Money has been here since 180. Nice. Coaster Lover says I first discovered Coaster Studios back in March 2013 when his channel was named the Coaster Guy 14 and only had like 10 to 20 videos uploaded. Awesome. The Coaster Jaguar says Skyrush is pretty high on my bucket list. I'm interested to see just how bad the restraints are. Yeah, it's my number 2 bucket list coaster right behind El Toro. So was supposed to be riding both of them in like a month from now. Was supposed to be. Man, that sucks. Let's see. I like El Toro Ryan review videos. He goes in depth with the coaster. He goes very in depth. I think he has the best reviews out there. Like they're so good. Yeah. Let's see. The YouTube music library is kind of weird. Yeah, it is, but I'm glad it's there. It's a really good resource. So it's definitely good to have. Let's see. I feel like El Toro Ryan is overreacting a little bit. Who watches Talking Cat series? You have to look at ABC rides at RCDB. I don't know what to think about there. I've looked at them before. Let me look them up again. I can't remember specifically what rides they had, but I have looked at them. Do they have those? Ooh, this is cool. This one is cool looking. Octobahn. It's like a Gerstlauer, but it has awesome theming, and it's in Germany at a park I'm not going to try to pronounce. Family Octobahn. These rides are maybe I haven't seen this before. This is on a beach. What the? This ride is on a beach. What the? Oh my gosh. This is cool. It's just it's like it's on a beach. It's just like a random coaster. There's some water slides there and some small rides. Okay, that is awesome. Yeah. Who's Steve Cash? See, Coaster Lover says he had less than 1,000 subs at the time. His channel didn't reach that milestone until September that year. I've been subscribed to your channel since either a little under or a little over 1,000. Nice. All right. Skyrish has bad restraints, but it's an airtime filled ride. That's the gist I've gotten from it. I have not ridden a Pinfari yet. Do I watch The Walking Dead? No. What's up with people with a wrench by their names? They're moderators. Let's see. I just realized there's a Blue Fire clone in Dubai. There's a lot of Blue Fire clones, actually. There's quite a few of them. A lot of them are smaller, less known parks. Let's see. For the person asking what Airtime Thrills theme is, it's Black Vulture by Silent Panther. Let's see. Ringsverse says my channel's been growing slowly. Started mine in February 2017 and only has over 200 subs. But one of my friends started in April 2017 is over 380. Let's see. The 10 tallest coasters in the world aren't that great because I haven't heard great stuff about them. Oh, yes, I will put a link. Absolutely. Let me put it in here. This ride, oh my gosh, it is so cool looking. Yeah, look at that ride. Like, it's freaking awesome. It's 45 feet tall. It has these awesome cars. Is that guy looking at a phone while he's riding? What's he looking at? Their rides, their coasters are so cool looking. Oh my gosh. These rides are nuts. I gotta try to find some POVs of these rides. Check them out. They have a water coaster. Wow. They have a water coaster called Flume Ride, which is in Taiwan. Highway Boat. It's an inverted family coaster. Oh yeah, ABC Rides. They're building another one of these somewhere too. One of these inverted family coasters. Pretty cool. These rides are really cool looking, to be honest. K2 in Germany. A tube coaster. I feel like these rides have like no restraints, which is pretty cool. Some of the profiling is pretty weird and awesome on them. Yeah, it looks like there's like no restraints on these rides. Huh. And they can fit different amounts of people, like depending on, size, like if you're a kid or an adult or whatever. Wow, these rides are Turbo Drac. What the heck is this? A dynamic swing glider. Okay. My favorite coaster no one else seems to like. Gatekeeper, I guess. Seems like a lot of people don't like that one. My friend says I should get Captain Coaster. Do y'all know what it is? I do not. Yes, my theme song is Prepare to Fight by AMRPHIS. It's an awesome song. Go check it out for sure. The whole song is awesome. Uh, More like Don't Text and Operate. It's the best coaster ever. Steve Cash is a YouTuber famous for his Talking Kitty Cat series that died because he killed himself. Oh, yeah. That's sad to hear. I did hear about that, actually. I didn't know who he was, but I heard about it. There's a ride called GP Racers, yeah. Have I heard about the drop tower that only has a lap seat belt? Yes. Yeah, I saw that in Coaster Studios one recent video. It's crazy. Wonder what's worse, texting and driving or texting and riding. Coaster Studio. Yeah, he had that drop tower at number 2. It looks insane. It looks awesome. So this Turbo Drachen ride in Germany, it's a single rail coaster from 2009 made by ABC Rides. And this is so freaking weird too. Like, it doesn't look like a great ride, but it's so weird and just wacky and awesome looking. Oh, there's a little line for it in this picture. That's pretty cool. Moose on the loose. Huh. Jet coaster at Loma Skyland. Let's see. Send me a link to that, the jet coaster at Loma Skyland, because I couldn't find it on RCDB. If you don't mind. Oh, CT Coasters. That's good to hear. You listen to the song on your own. Yeah, it's an awesome song. I've listened to it a couple times recently as well. So, huh. Anyone remembers a sheep coaster, a dog fart coaster, or goats on the roof? Of course, we remember those. What do I think the B&M surf coasters will be like? I mean, I have no idea because we just don't know what they are yet. So I hope it's a B&M 4D coaster, but I don't know if that's necessarily what it will be. It would make sense if it was a new generation stand-up coaster, but I hope it's not that, honestly. Okay, second picture here. Oh yeah. Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's a weird looking around. Oh, those turns. Ooh. Ooh. Picture number 5 on that jet roller. That's why I couldn't find it. You put jet coaster, it's jet roller. Okay. No wonder I couldn't find it. That's all right. But yeah, the fifth picture, that turn that you're staring at where there's like that bigger drop where it's coming down, that turn looks terrifying. Yeah, steel curtain's very weird. Wait, has this stream not had any spammers? Because that's good if the answer is yes. Yeah, it hasn't actually, which is good. That one person must be sleeping or spamming somebody else's stream or something. Uh, I do not know the Newsboys. B&M 40 would be awesome. Probably not as good as Aero SNS Hyper. No. But it would hopefully mean more parks could have a good controlled 40 coaster. Yeah, definitely. I agree. Yeah, the spammers are everywhere. So where is Shell Shuttle located? It looks like middle of I don't know. Yeah, I think B&M would execute the 40 coaster much smoother or like much much I mean, Arrow was already doomed when they went into X2. They were already doomed to go bankrupt, which is why it didn't work out. They put all their eggs in one basket for that ride, and unfortunately it was the final nail in the coffin for them, but they went out with a bang. So Chippewa Lake Park is used for a haunted house called the Slaughterhouse. Let's see. Coaster Daddy kind of looks like Jeff Favignano for some reason. What's behind the blanket? You can actually see behind me in like the first episode or two of Coaster Cafe, or like at least the very first live stream I did, and even like the first one or two episodes of Coaster Cafe. You can go check it out. It's nothing exciting, I promise you. Yeah, you can keep clicking the button until you get different. You keep getting different random coasters. So that's what's doing now. And I got one that is the the uh the Italian name for Dachshund, the breed of dog, and it has a sad looking Dachshund on the front car. That's so sad. It's basically just like a wacky worm, but yeah, it is a wacky worm actually. The model's called Wacky Worm by CETI. No, there's no pictures of me in their restraint video. Those are all pictures. The pictures in there are pictures that I actually took of the rides. So, okay, Jeff Favignano. I don't know this guy, so let's look him up. YouTube channel, St. Louis, Missouri. So his home park is St. Louis, Six Flags St. Louis, huh? Um, I guess I kind of look like him. I can kind of see some sort of resemblance. Not really, but slightly, I guess. Yeah, CT Coasters has a good point. A 40 B&M would probably just be a wing coaster that rotates. Probably be something like that. It wouldn't be crazy like X2 or anything, I don't think. But hopefully they'll be good if it does happen. Pull it. Uh, am I excited for Boulder Dash? Yes. Yes. That'd be amazing if Intamin made single rails. Yeah. Silverwood is in Idaho. If a coaster at a corner, sounds painful. I think RMC eventually will do like their own sort of like wing coaster concept, or even an inverted coaster, maybe. I know they wanted to do some sort of wing coaster like quite a few years back. It was going to be like in between the T Rex and the Raptor. So maybe they'll still do that. I don't know. I think they might still want to do like some sort of in between model. So I could see that. Well, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. I'm gonna end this live stream here. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you everybody for joining me. We actually have a lot of people on here tonight. It's really good to see all you guys on here. I really appreciate it. Like I said, you guys are the ones that really make these shows fun and keep these shows going like this. And we've had a lot of people on my 3 hour stream I did last night, which was crazy. Um, and tonight, there's a lot of people on tonight, actually, too. A lot of people compared to what we normally have. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. And trust me, guys, there will be more live streams. There will be more. So you guys have a good night. Stay safe. And I'll catch you all next time. All right. See ya.